Hey guys, it's Large here. Today I thought I'd talk about sort of my journey and my sort of ups and downs. Obviously, in a weight loss journey, you'd be a fool to think that every day is going to be a great shiny day. We hope for as many as we can get, but it doesn't always work. We have to take the rough with the smooth. If you can have the majority of good days, then that's the perfect journey, and that's what we all aim for. But it's going to happen. Unfortunately, in a journey, you're going to have a day where you feel hungry and you eat more, or you're going to have a day where you go to the gym and you just don't feel focused and you don't really get a good workout in. And it's learning how to deal with that that's important. So I've personally, certainly before my journey started, had many a bad day, whereas my diet was going great, and I would have a chocolate bar and that would sort of ruin it for me. I would think, well, I've had one, why not have two? Why not have three? Why not have four? And it just sort of blew out of control like that. And that, I think, is one of the most difficult things to do in a journey, is to have that constant determination, to have that constant sort of motivation to keep going, even when times get rough, whether it's a physical sort of problem or whether it's a mental issue. And I've had so many ups and downs throughout my journey, which was inevitable over a 2-year period. It all sort of stems from how we feel in general. We all know we have good days and bad days of how we feel mentally, and that unfortunately you do have to take that into consideration with a journey. Now, I've had it in the past. When I started my journey, I had a phenomenal sort of 6 to 8 months of dieting, and I lost a bulk of weight, or the bulk of my weight was lost during that period. And then I plateaued, and I spent ages telling myself that I've plateaued for this nutritional reason or this nutritional reason, and I suppose it does boil down to nutrition, but it also boils down to the fact that I had pretty much got bored with what I was doing, and then I decided to take a diet break, which I would advise for a lot of you. It all depends on how we do it. Some people have cheat days, which is effectively a diet break per week. You'll allow yourself to have a treat per week. I don't personally like doing that. I don't feel like I need to do that. I sort of treat myself when I feel like it, and sometimes that's maybe a day a week, or maybe it's a day a month, or sometimes it can be 1 or 2 days every 3 or 4 months. We take it as it comes, and I think that's the important thing to note, is that just because you might allow yourself a cheat day in a week, it doesn't mean that you have to use it. You can choose not to. But that, again, it depends on the person. It depends on how you're sort of wired and how mentally you approach your diet, your regime, your weight loss journey. I go very cold turkey, and then I have an extended break, and then I go cold turkey again and have a break. Well, that's certainly what I used to do. At the moment, I don't really go cold turkey. I will eat what I like to eat when I like to eat it, as long as it fits in my calories, like I said in the previous video. So I don't feel like I need a cheat day, because no day to me is a harsh diet or harsh regime. It gives me that flexibility to eat what I want, and therefore I don't require a cheat day. So that's on the nutrition side, and that's how I feel about the issues that I have with with wanting to binge and wanting to crave, such and such and such a thing. That's the problems I've had in the past with plateauing, although it's almost to a degree been a intentional plateau. It's been that intentional break, just sort of adding up every day that I might have had per week and having it in a block. And then as soon as I sort of go past that stage, have that week off or 2 weeks off, then I'm ever more eager to get back on it, which is a really weird feeling when you're sort of kind of excited not to eat stuff, but it happens, and this has happened to me recently, whereas I had a couple of weekends off whilst I was working, and as soon as I came back, literally only a few days ago, I was so excited to carry on with the progress. I was so excited to put in 150% effort and just smash my goals. And as long as those goals are right up there in your priorities, then you'll succeed. Now we'll come on to the other issue that I've had in my journey, which is sort of mental problems, or sort of, I should say, not necessarily mental problems, but stress-related problems. And stress affects us all, and it affects us all in different ways. We all have different ways of managing it. Unfortunately, when I deal with extreme stress, I tend to sort of go back to my default setting, which over the years has been to eat, which boils down to really not caring again, and not caring about myself. And there's been a few times over this last 2 years where I've really sort of fallen off the bandwagon because of these various sort of stressful things that have happened in my life. There's various reasons, from family issues to health issues to one thing or another, and it affects us, and it doesn't matter how strong we think we are. When we suddenly start dealing with these huge amounts of stress and this sort of depression, your priorities change again. They change in fact that you don't have a priority. You don't really care, or certainly that's what I felt. I felt like I didn't really care about anything else, and so, as I said, I sort of went back to eating. And this is when you have to look at situations like this, and you have to ask yourself, how have you dealt with it, and have you dealt with it well? Now, I say we all fall off the bandwagons for one reason or another, whether it's for a day, for a week, for a month, or what have you. The important thing is getting back up and getting back into it. And it's far more difficult to do at the beginning of your journey, I think. I think with the knowledge and experience and the sort of excitement and the rewards that I know I get when I get down to these various different weights, I know how good they feel, and so they are worth picking myself back up off the ground. And that's what you have to do. You literally have to sort of smack yourself in the face and say, come on, let's sort of pull through this. Let's get back on. Let's get back to how we were. Let's put everything in the past behind us, and let's just go for it. And if you can do that, first off, you're a champion. So hats off to anybody who has done that in the past. There's loads of you out there that no doubt have sort of picked yourself back up from the floor and carried on. And you inevitably take that hurt and turn it into a strength. Every time you go through it, it becomes easier the next time, because you know that that's what you've got to do. And if you can do that, then again, you're going to succeed. We all know what it's like to fail. The exciting thing is feeling what it's like to succeed. And that has always driven me. Forever I've been thinking about how to better myself. Over this journey, every day when I'm feeling good, every day is another day where I'm thinking I can better myself here. I can make small changes in this day that will affect tomorrow. And just like a beast to beast says, it's one rep at a time, I believe you've got to take this one day at a time. You've got to look at it almost £1 at a time. I've got £60 to lose now until or £65 to lose, till I get to my sort of ultimate goal. And I don't see that as I've got to lose another £60, because that sort of sounds, pretty hard. So I look at it more that I've got to lose £1 and I've got to lose it 60 times. I've just got to do it 60 times, which for me is great. If I go on the scales and I'm £1 down, brill. That's another one down. That's 59 to go, or whatever. And that's how I see it, and that's helped me handle when losing quite a lot of weight. And so then when the weight loss slowed down, it still gave me that sense that I was making a difference, that I was still progressing and I was still succeeding. It's just different ways of sort of thinking about it and sort of isolating that feeling of achievement, I suppose. Of course, that's what we all want. We all want to feel like we're doing well, and when we feel like we're doing well, it'll make it easier to continue. So that's a little bit about me and my journey, how I've dealt with stress and depression and various nutritional and ups and downs, and it's very much the same for my workouts as well. It just depends on how I'm feeling and whether I can feel focused and whether I feel good when I'm there. One thing I can always guarantee is I always feel far better when I've left the gym than when I arrive, and that's the same for every day. I always feel pumped. I always feel like that sense of achievement. I always feel like I've done a damn good job. And certainly at the moment we're chasing this low weight, so I'm actually doing this cardio, and for me it's awful when I'm doing the Stairmaster. I can put up with it for 10 minutes or so, but yesterday I did 24 minutes on it, which is a PB for me. Stairs have always been my sort of nemesis, and I was able to do that. It felt awful. My legs were burning, I was out of breath, but as soon as I got off, I felt great. I felt absolutely amazing. I was very pleased with myself, very pleased with what I'd done, and the fact that I'd been able to push through and do that long. It was a good achievement for me once again, and that leads me on to the next day when I'm there and I'm feeling just as pumped about it, and I shall try and do longer and try and get that 30 minutes in, which will be a hell of a milestone for me. The things we do to lose weight, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Okay then guys, I'm going to finish there, but I just want to thank you all again for all the support. I know I say it every video, but it's true. I don't know where I would have been without you, without the help of all you guys on Instagram. That's obviously the platform that I started on, and now we're building up this YouTube channel. So hopefully you all enjoy. Please don't forget, like, comment and subscribe, and we'll catch you all very soon. Alright guys, much love, large.